What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back. Today I have a special guest, my boy Ash. Ash is with Prime Meals. Nothing to do with Prime Mortgage Capital, but I guess it just makes sense,
It's a
right?
great name.
So I wanted to just bring you here, talk about business and other stuff. Because when we sit down, we normally start with how similar are like the businesses are, even though they're completely this is food business, mortgage industry. But I really want to start like, you know, where we started, how we met. Are we even allowed to talk about how we met?
Yeah, we could talk about how we met. We're not
So
hiding nothing.
talk to us like where did we meet?
So originally we were in Tampa. I guess you came into Tampa to do some real estate work.
Yeah, I was doing a condo conversion, which funny enough, it just came out in the news. It just got about 80%, got bought out 80% of it by some big company, and
The same space. Wow.
yeah,
Yeah. Listen, Tampa was a great place to live, great place to raise kids and family. But the
but
more
then
I learned about Miami when we met, it was just a whole different environment.
so when I met Ash, he was like a
Photographer.
photographer. I don't know if that was your hobby, your
No, that
career.
was
I
a
don't know what it
hobby.
was. And I kept running into Ash different places. Oh,
Every club,
every
every
place.
outing, same people.
um, I don't know if I can say this, but so I meet a group of girls, and my boy's hitting on one girl in particular, and it ends up that most of these people actually live in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like we didn't realize we bought this 1,000 unit condo conversion, and most of the people we can meet in nightclubs actually lived in the same community. And my boy sees the girl, goes to hit her, and he was like, "Hey," she's like, "Hey, you're gonna meet my big boyfriend. He's
Hmm.
gonna kick your ass."
Big boyfriend. That big boyfriend with me.
Coincidentally, we're talking to Ash. She walks up like, "You know him?" I was like, "This is your big boyfriend."
We've already known each other for like a good 3 months or something.
um, that said, I kidnapped Ash
Yeah,
from Tampa. He married into my family
absolutely.
for a brief period,
Then kept the family.
and then kept the family and the
Yeah.
divorce. But nah, man, the really cool thing is that from I think day one, we were friends, like
Yeah, we
instant
had a good
friends.
click. We had a good click.
And we were always talking about business, different things. Ash is very inquisitive. He's like, "Oh, so you do this in real estate and mortgages and how?" And it was like instant connection, always like driven.
Yeah.
Long story short, he moved to Miami. Real estate market takes a crap, 2008, and I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go, if I leave industry or if I just stay in the industry. I held on as long as I could, and then I'm like, Ash, I need a job.
Yeah.
And
When we started working.
he tells me I can't hire you. No, I'm playing. So he does tell me, he's like, look, I can't give you a job here because this is hardcore collections, fraud investigation. You need to get experience somewhere else, and then I could bring you in. So I got a job at some law firm for 3 months
Oh, that's
and got my experience in 3 months, and then like I'm out. They
yeah.
actually offered me to manage the place after 3 months of being there.
Wow.
Um, and I was like, Ash, I'm ready. He was like, I don't know, I'll push. I was like, Ash, I'm ready. Put me in, coach. And that's how that started. So
Yeah,
um,
we got a nice decent job. The place was called ACM, I believe. They're no longer in business.
oh, thank God. I was about to say you're gonna call him out.
Yeah, they're no longer in business, so they sold the company. But they had a good process, and what you learn there is with a team, you can accomplish a lot.
Yeah.
And even though we were still brand new, we outdid all the others that have been there for
So
a few
this is
years.
something we talked about the other day. I think we are like in the sense that we're very driven, right?
Yeah,
Like if I don't need to be number one, but if number one is not driven, get the fuck out of my way,
yeah,
you know? And this is something that I noticed when I was working with Ash. We were like 6 steps below.
Mm.
Like there was like owners, management, da 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 da. We're like down here. And I said, you know what? That's it. I'm gonna start taking over. He started writing little reports, started monitoring certain things.
we did our own business plan within the company.
It was like a takeover plan. And
Yeah,
and we didn't have a lot of money back then.
no,
So we're like, we gotta dress up. We gotta dress in
We
suits
went
every
out.
day.
we went out and bought like 5 suits each. Didn't matter how much you counted. If it was $50 suits, it did not matter.
It was $50 suits.
Yeah.
So so we went to, I remember it was like on 8th Street. There was one of those little cheap suit
Yeah.
places. And we literally went in there and we're like, look, man, we need a deal.
You got a suit, a shirt. I don't know if the socks was included, but a tie.
It came out to like $78 with the whole thing. But I'm talking about full suits, matching socks, matching tie, dress shirt. I think even came out with suspenders.
Yeah, one of them didn't have suspenders.
And we got crazy colors. Like we can't match. So
White.
You had a plaid one.
White.
And then we're going to prom every day. And the best part was the shoes.
Oh.
They had like the shoes that look like gator shoes.
Yeah, pointy.
Yeah. But whatever. With that, we took over. Every day we showed up to the office, full suits. And people started noticing.
Yeah. Let them talk.
The perception was crazy. So Ash is like, look, he made a business plan, brought it to the table.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, this is great. Can you put my name on it?
Can you add 2 other names in there? They didn't even do nothing. It was such a good, it was a good plan. It was a good plan.
And then Ash came back to me, and because I'm like, man, he's like, nah, can you believe they did this? And he was like, nah, that's it. They don't have the drive.
Nope.
Started chopping heads from the bottom up. Who's my manager? Bro, you're out.
Yeah.
Who's above you? You're out. It was crazy to see. I've never seen this in any movie, any real life situation where somebody from the bottom literally started like firing people on the way up.
Getting them out.
And we got to a point where we couldn't go no more.
Oh.
And ended up where, well, is it this or we leave?
And we took the high road.
And we left.
I took a few people with me too.
I think after that, the company, they had no chance but to... I think they sold like a big piece first.
They did.
And then...
They did. They already announced it.
So we went to American Express.
Yes.
And we created a new department. Well, they were creating a new department where
Right.
they required somebody with special needs.
Yeah.
To save millions of dollars and recover.
It was just hardcore collections, really. They never had a hardcore collection department. They were always soft with their members, which was okay.
So the funny thing, like everywhere that I go, it's like there's always revolution, right? So they've always done something a certain way.
Yeah.
And then Ash comes through, Williams comes through, my boy Frankie comes through.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
We had a team.
It doesn't work. They're trying to do a 3 month training.
3 months training.
We're like, yeah, 5 weeks, we out.
we were done in 5 weeks.
We were like, oh, this works. This is how you got to do it. I'm like, that doesn't work. So that's why I told you, I'm like, we went through a system where I was like, Ash, you're going places. I'm going to prove the work. I got written up every single week, top producing numbers, but every single week I was getting written up. And every single week, the next week, they were modifying their rules to adapt to our changes.
Yeah, but after he got written up.
After
they realized, no, he shouldn't have gotten written up for it. You couldn't really do the job unless you do it this way. And we did night shift.
We did everything.
Then we came down to day shift. And I was just working 80 hours a week. It did not matter.
And then we started doing P90X.
Oh.
In the thing.
In the company.
And we got like 30 people
signed up everybody, yeah.
And then we got American Express to allow us more time.
Yeah.
It was crazy, man. It was a really good time. All to say that.
That was all fun.
The drive was there.
It was, right? Yeah, the drive was there. Sadly, it didn't seem like everybody else around us had the drive. They wanted to always be an employee.
Yeah.
They never wanted to be in entrepreneurship. They just wanted a paycheck to live to next week.
The craziest thing to me, guys, I am an expert mortgage broker, but I dropped out of college, right? I don't have a doctorate. I don't have any of those things. Sitting in those cubicles, I was sitting next to people with masters and doctorates and double, like crazy degrees, just living a paycheck, making less income than I was in the same place that I was, and not making as many calls, not trying as many things, not doing as, you know?
Yeah. There was no drive.
That was insane.
There was no drive. They just wanted to work, get paid, and enjoy their weekend.
So now that chapter left.
Yeah.
What did we do next?
Oh, man. For me, I left when it was an ultimatum given. So I started eating healthier, losing weight, getting lean. Within a 60-day period, I lost a lot of weight and looked like a completely different person. And then I started selling the product at Prime it wasn't even Prime Meals then. It was
Prep to be lean.
Prep to be Lean. Formed it as a friends. You,
It was
Ralph.
me, Ralph. I mean,
and we were using your kitchen.
yes,
We were using your kitchen. Up until about 100 members, we were using William's kitchen.
we were at my house. Hey, the funny thing is, it helped me out a lot. My kids learned how to eat vegetables because they would steal all the vegetables
That's
that we
funny.
kept buying,
Yeah.
and they would eat them frozen.
And we kept on buying refrigerators and put them at his house. Michelle wasn't really happy with storage space.
No.
It was
But
fun.
it was fun. It was a lot of hard work. I think we worked from like 8 a.m. to like 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And then we would have to do deliveries ourselves.
Again, 2 times.
It was insane. You know, actually,
2 times a week.
You know what the funny thing was? I was already in mortgages.
Yeah, you were
doing this.
Yeah.
And I end up helping with deliveries one day, and I'm delivering to like agents of accounts that I'm trying to pick up. They're looking at me like, that's sad. You had to resort to this?
and Uber was coming up too.
That's where it started.
Yes.
It started in my kitchen.
That's right.
3 guys that know nothing about cooking. I mean, we know how to cook it, but it was a lot of learning, a lot of dieting, a lot of networking with other health people.
Yeah. Events.
A lot of events. I remember the events.
Yeah.
I actually still have an account that I met at an event.
Yeah.
Clients that they buy and sell houses and stuff.
Networking is networking. It doesn't matter where you go. It's a network.
Yes.
You can sell food. You could sell properties. But it's a network. You're meeting people. Everybody has a need.
So
you just don't know what it is unless you.
This is actually where I got the idea of bringing Ash on board, right? Ash, you have a system that manages clients, right?
Yeah.
You have a CRM.
Yeah.
Right? You have a marketing that brings in clients to look at your page, buy your food, right? And then you have to have people to call these clients.
Yeah.
And then you have to have people to service the clients.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing I have, a CRM, prospecting. So I keep telling people, I'm like, you're going to leave the real estate business and find another job.
He's going to do the same system.
Where somebody's going to pay you a lot less money to do the same thing that you should have been doing for yourself. So when I talk to him and we talk about headaches and the things like, yeah, nobody's calling the leads. Hey, they're not saying these things. Can you believe they said this? Can you believe the system did this? And I'm like, I'm having the same problems.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought about inviting him like 2 years ago, but you're very busy. Prime Meals is blown up.
Thankfully.
It's like a thing in every, I won't say it's in every gym, but it's in every gym worth visiting.
Yeah.
Like the real serious players have a Prime Meals in their gym.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
we continue to acquire more. I mean, it built a good while. Persistence. I have one gym, very well known in the community. It took me 2 years to get him to try my product.
Follow
up, just continuous. And it came through events. You just continue on events after events after events. And
not only that, you also kind of targeted people around them that you gave them meals and
everybody's tried it.
Spread the word.
Absolutely.
Hey, this is good. You know, you were smart about it. There was a plan around there.
Yes.
And it paid off. 2 years of persistent follow-up.
Yeah. It didn't stop. And you know, you're not trying to be annoying, but of course you have to bring it to their attention. Hey, follow up on a yearly basis. How you doing? Happy New Year. Just to keep them in mind that, you know, we have them in mind. But it's just like selling a car or anything else. Every 3 years, you're going to change your car. That person's following up with you. If he's not, somebody else is going to take that opportunity. Same thing with houses. I mean, you're not in your forever home. People always advance or move forward, and they want to have another house.
People think about their first house as their forever home, but once they buy their first house, they find things that they like and they don't like, and between 3 to 5 years, they're going to buy again.
Absolutely.
Look, the next topic I wanted to add here is how many hours a day do you put into your business?
24/7. Doesn't stop. Sometimes I sleep, but that sleep is very counted too. I mean, 4 o'clock in the morning, I got to be up. If I want to have a personal relationship with my gym or fitness, I have to be up before the kids, before the family, before the wife. Go to the gym. Then my day starts at 6 o'clock. So if I miss that time cutoff of 2 hours, there's no time in the day to catch the gym.
But That's like your only you time.
That's my only you
And it's
time.
not even
Yeah,
you time because you need it for the business.
I need it for me.
But I'm saying like that's part of your business too.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. You go to the gym.
So is there really you time?
No, there's it is truly no you time anymore.
I saw this thing on Instagram and it was a meme, and the guy was talking about like, oh, I need my me time or anything. You're a man, just get shit done.
Yeah, yeah,
But it resonated with me because my family's always telling me take a break or you're doing too much or do this or slow down. And I'm like, whenever I slow down, I feel like the world's falling apart.
yeah. It is a feeling, or there's something missing, or there's something that you could better for your clients. And if you better the process for your clients, you're bettering the process for your family too.
Yeah. So I think that goes into our processes where we build systems all the time. We're always building, hey, I learned this, tweak this, do this. I saw you do something. I was on the phone with you the other day and you're like, this happened exactly how I said it was gonna happen. You
Yes,
planned it out. And
absolutely.
it was beautiful because I actually witnessed it
Yeah,
on a
you were on
call.
the
And
call.
I'm like, what's going on? He was like, nah, this is supposed to happen. Wait.
It was already planned out.
um,
It sounded serious, but it
it
was
was already
planned.
it was a part of the plan. So there's a lot of systems, which I think that's what allows us to catapult further, right?
Yeah,
Sometimes we'll invest 2 or 3 months, not making any money, any profits, building something so that the next step, now you triple your like
yeah,
your call, your value, whatever.
absolutely.
How does this affect you like with your like relationship at home, like how much you work?
Oh, so business in particular can take a big toll on the family, right? You have to be careful. You have to balance life, uh, life and your home life, your business life, and you also have to communicate to your family members what's going on and why.
Yeah.
Because if they don't understand, they just think you're ignoring them.
It's hard emotionally, like it's not something you can control sometimes. So I think it's like, what's our vision? Do we have the same vision? Where do we
No,
want to go?
you only have your vision unless you let people know about your vision. If you don't communicate that to your kids, even they'll probably not understand where you're at. So even at the very beginning, 3 months, 4 months into the relation into the business itself, rising up Prime Meals, we had zero customers from 0 to 600, 700 members within a 3 month period because we made a decision as to how we're going to target our members.
Well, that was a conversation we had. I'm like, I'm going this way. I'm like, no, don't go that way. Let's discuss this one. You're like, no,
Yeah,
but we need
you were
this. This,
there.
this is our big plan.
Correct.
We're going here. And I'm like, bro, do it here. And you literally carved your way out.
Yeah.
You went person to person, meeting to meeting.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, call this guy. Hey, and you were meeting over there, shaking hands,
Yeah.
passing out samples,
It was
investing in it.
nonstop. It was nonstop. I didn't have the staff to do everything. But as an owner, as a person that started the business, I had to wear every hat. So going out and meeting people, going at 4 o'clock in the morning to meet with a gym to give samples in the morning. Even the gym manager slash owner at the time told me, listen, I've never had somebody come to a gym before I came to the gym. So for that, he considered that as a great service and a great company. So the little things you think are not that big to others turns out to be one of their biggest highlight as to how they're going to remember you. Um, but again, at the beginning of the business, 6 months or 3 months into it, when you're bringing in so many clients, and I had to cut. At the first 2 years in a business, you're not making any money. You're working for free. It's a sacrifice you have to do in order for you to build up your company.
Yeah.
Some companies have done 15 years in losses. Thankfully for us, it was only 2 years. But it was, at the very beginning, you had to communicate with the family and tell them, listen, this is how it's going to happen and this is how it's going to work. And hopefully they're on board. If they're not on board, then you both have, or your family has to make a decision together as to how you're going to proceed.
So I think that's why I'm very grateful for my wife.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't have a gun next to me.
Yeah, she's not here.
When I decided to go back into mortgages, the conversation was, look, this is what I'm really good at. This is what I feel good doing. And we might not make a lot of money how we made before, but this is what I want to do. And we might have to make some adjustments, make some cuts in our lifestyle. And she said, like, this is what you want to do, we're gonna do it. and she backed me up. 5 months later, no checks, still going every day to the street, trying to do this every day, showing up to the office. I was every day from first one in, last one out, no deals, calling everybody. I think Mark was made fun of me. He was like, "What are you running your credit repair thing? You're running more credit than everybody else." Corporate said him, "Hey, you gotta let go of this guy. He's spending more money of our thing, no deals." And Michelle said, "Look, I'm gonna get a job, so you keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm gonna help you continue your vision." And we made it happen. Literally the next month, the first deal cracked. I've never not had a deal after that.
Yeah.
But her investment in my vision became our vision, and that's what really helped us launch. Like your wife went through a very difficult time for probably 3 or 4 months
Oh yeah.
before she had to accept the vision.
Absolutely.
Look, Michelle took. Well, she was agreed before, but month 5, she said, "Look, I'll go hustle with you. Like let's do it." And that was a big part of. I'm not saying I'm successful because I'm never satisfied with what I reach, but
Yeah.
it was a big part of getting me here.
Yeah.
They just got very sad and serious. So
Let's put it in perspective. Sometimes your decisions you're going to make are not going to be the decisions that or the results you want. But you're going to have to pivot. You're going to have to fix something and make the challenge to your favor. So I started the company as a meal delivery service, but now we're doing caterings and now we're handling vendors. So I've always said this: don't ever decline an offer or a proposal without making sure that the value of that proposal works in your favor. If it doesn't work in your favor, just don't say no. Just make sure that you put a price to it, and if it works for you, then accept it. If it doesn't work for you, then that person declined it. It was not you that declined it. And that's how it's really, Prime Meals has survived during the hard times. Because at the very beginning, even, we were launched at $3.99 per meal.
yeah, I remember that.
$3.99 per
Good
meal.
times.
People thought we were giving dog food.
You were spending so much money on quality
Yeah.
that you were losing money.
We were
every
losing
time
money.
you sold a meal.
We were paying to get customers to eat our food. But that's what I had to do with a no brand, no name. I had to take a cut because I was working, I was partner in a great, larger based company making good pay, but we didn't align. So unfortunately, I had to take, the high road and start my company from scratch, zero. But it was either I pay for marketing or I pay for the customers to eat the food and tell their friends and family. And thankfully, word of mouth paid off a lot faster than what Google or Meta would have done for us.
Yeah. Now you get to add it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now it's an opportunity to add and expand and build on top of what we've already had.
So you did the word of mouth.
Yes.
Then you started talking about it was business account. What do you call it? When you targeted businesses? Corporate accounts.
Yep, corporate accounts.
Then we started doing Google reviews. Then we started spending money.
And Google reviews was funny because you had a big hand into the Google reviews.
Thank you.
And sometimes you just don't know what's happening because you count on other people in your company to manage that part. And if they don't do the task and it's taking too long, it took us 6 months before I was speaking with you about it. And he said something very important. Don't expect people to do something if you don't ask them to. And since that day, I had 0 Google reviews. And I think within a year and a half, within 6 months, I had gone over to 100 5-star reviews.
Yeah. And then you get to spend money.
Yeah.
Then it multiplies.
Yes.
Most people don't get that. They think the cure is to just throw money at it.
No. You got to do the work. You got to do the job.
But I keep seeing a lot of posts lately. What's the new thing you have in your thing? Because I seen like little fridges filled with what? Like
yeah, these are vendors. So we do protein donuts.
Where's the donut?
Protein cookies. Yes.
Let me see what this is.
This is a red velvet.
Oh, my favorite.
So it's funny because we always worked with. What we pride ourselves in Prime Meals is that we like to help local businesses.
Can I eat this? I don't even
know. Yeah. This is actually, you can have that. Local businesses that already have their brand out there. Spartan Detox is one of them. They do juices. and their juices are amazing. I take it, so I figured if I like it, my members might like it, and I
It's
shared it.
delicious.
Really good, right?
But what's the point? Just why would you eat this? You're trying to diet.
This is a protein donut, sugar-free, monk fruit sweetener, egg white protein. Doesn't have a chalky flavor,
No.
so it tastes like a
Does it have
cake.
sugar?
No sugar, monk fruit sweetener.
What's monk fruit?
It's a plant, right? That you make honey from. You make sugar, but they're actually it's not like sugar alcohol. But he's nonstop eating it now. He can't stop. He can't stop.
You can't put this. This is like candy to me.
He was, it was supposed to be a sample, and of course the cameraman now says that was his.
Jesus.
But no. Anyways, so we decided to branch out from. We had people making the donuts for us, but unfortunately they weren't as good as ours. Sometimes
it's good, isn't it?
Sometimes you just gotta go out there and expand on what others are doing and just make it better. And don't launch it until you feel it's great.
It's another thing that people trying to reinvent the wheel, trying to make something new.
No,
I think people are made the most millions of dollars finding something that
Repeat.
works. And how do you make it work better?
better. That's it.
Bro, that's delicious. And
Thank
I
you.
don't even know. That was his donut. I love red velvet.
No, yeah, that you're the one that put me on to red velvet too. And for
You
years,
remember? I was
I
thinking, I
remember.
can tell you. Never. I'm like, that's not the best one.
no, he made me go to every market that I saw a red velvet cake in it and bring it over and tell him this is pretty good. No, that's not the one.
It's good, but that's not the one.
For a
That's the best
year,
one.
and he still hasn't given me the good red velvet. I had to make my own for him to tell me this was good. It was really good. It was really good.
Man, like, I don't want to waste some more of your time. This has been amazing. I
Thank
think
you.
that like you can have your own show based on just hustle, motivation, driven. And I think the most important thing I get out of this is not just a friendship, it's motivation. I called Ash, I think 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, like I feel like I'm going 100 miles an hour, but I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And he was like, well, he tells me his thing, and it was like it just gave me a boost. And by the way, me and Ash, our conversations are 2 hours long
Yeah,
at 5, 6 in the morning.
that's true. As we're driving out to work.
Yes.
It's always fun.
Last thing I'll say is that you do not want to work out with Ash.
No.
He is the worst. Number one, I'll start with backwards. He's the most embarrassing person to work out with because he gets full geared on. He has what's the guy from Batman? What's his name? The guy with the mask?
Bane.
Bane. He has a
Oh.
Bane mask he works out with, and he sounds like this.
That's true.
The entire gym follows this guy wherever he goes. Like, what's he gonna do next? And you could never take it easy.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know
I'm
how,
like, Ash,
sadly.
you're like above 40.
Yeah.
Stop trying to lift 1,000 pounds on the squat. Like straight up squats. He's like, you can do it. I'm like, no, I can't.
That's true. That's true. We did a couple of those. I think we worked out with your sister one.
Yeah, my sister, yes. She
Legs
could,
fell out.
I was hilarious.
Her legs fell
So,
out.
I forgot we were gonna grab something, and her leg gave out in front of everybody. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
that's when we realized we do work out a little bit.
Yeah, man. But thank you. I was supposed to end the
course.
show, but I had to say that out there because I was thinking about it as we're talking about fitness and the 4 a.m. club and all of that.
Thank you. Of course. Appreciate you.